Oh, say, can you see by the dawn's early light what so proudly we hailed at the twilight's last gleaming, whose broad stripes and bright stars through the perilous fight o'er the ramparts we watched were so gallantly streaming, and the rocket's red glare, the bombs bursting in air, gave proof through the night that our flag was still there. Oh, say, does that star-spangled banner yet wave o'er the land of the free and the home of the brave?
Good afternoon, Minuteman. Yeah, that felt good. Parents, teachers, school committee members, and invited guests, welcome to our 2020 graduation and awards ceremony. My name is George Clement. I am the principal at Minuteman. With gratitude and love in our hearts, we are here to celebrate the class of 2020. We have missed you. We have prayed for you. We are excited for you. Minuteman is focused on achieving revolutionary results. Our students will do more than just react to these trying times. Like our forefathers, Minuteman's class of 2020 will be leading the revolution. When it matters, make it Minuteman. And when it really matters, call on Minuteman's class of 2020, because they will change the world. Graduates, please remember this. The world is full of questions, but the answers are inside of you. It has been a joy to work with you these 4 years. It took a lot of work to plan this event, and we need to thank a few people. We need to thank Diane Dempsey, Brian Tilsley, John Donato, Drew O'Connors, Erin Bordeaux, Joe Jonkus, Dan O'Brien, Allison Berry, Maria Galante, our friends at Lex Media, the Lexington and Lincoln Police Departments, and the towns of Lexington and Lincoln for helping us plan this event today. We thank you all. We want to explain how this event will work. First, Superintendent Bo Quillen will make a few remarks and certify your diploma. Then, Mr. Tilsley, Mr. Murphy, and Mr. Jankowski will dismiss a few cars at a time. You will follow the road close to the school. The car will stop in front of me. Please don't run me over. I hope all has been forgiven over this time if you've had cause to want to run me over. Once you get to me, the graduate will get out of the car. Mr. Fusco will announce your name. Next, the graduate will walk across the concourse. You will get a diploma. You will stop and take a picture. You will get a gift bag with awards and other swag. Finally, the graduates will go back into their car and exit the property using the East Bridge. And if that's too many instructions, don't worry. We have people here who will help guide you all the way. It is now my pleasure to introduce Superintendent Dr. Edward Boquillin. While the average tenure of a superintendent is 5 to 6 years, Dr. Boquillin has been at Minuteman for 13 years and is looking forward to his 14th next year. He is a nationally recognized advocate for career and technical education. He has published articles. He has served in leadership roles in many organizations. Dr. B, as many call him, is a barbecue pitmaster who has often treated students with his culinary creations. Under his stewardship, we became the first high school in Massachusetts to win a Massachusetts Reading Association award for having an outstanding literacy program. We earned a 2018 National Blue Ribbon Award. We have 17 top flight vocational technical programs, and we enjoy this new building. He is dedicated and passionate about ensuring that Minuteman is the revolution in learning. Please welcome Dr. Edward Boquillin as he addresses the graduates.
Thank you, Mr. Clement. Wow. Welcome, friends and families, and the soon-to-be graduates of 2020. This is a unique graduation, for sure. Unique just like you, the class of 2020. For more than 25 years, I've kept a journal, and I keep writing in it regularly, not every single day, but a couple times a week. And over the years, I'll write myself some questions, and some of these questions I've learned to pay attention to. I'll ask myself often these questions, and they might be of interest to you as well. Just a few days ago, as we're in the midst of this, I wrote down, I see change coming. I see the possibility of change as the most encouraging I've seen in many years. In the midst of COVID, demonstrations, economic shifts, values of home, time, family, and work all changing. There's a reprioritization going on, and I find it compelling. I continued to write in my journal, yes, the external structures of school, of work, vacations, shopping, going out to dinner, going to worship services are gone for now. They will come back. All the familiar routines and habits have been ripped away, and we're struggling to adapt, frankly. It's like being thrown in the deep end of a pool that you didn't even want to be in. But here we are, together and apart. Then I asked myself the question in my journal, what have I taken for granted? I'm sure you've heard the phrase, don't take this for granted, don't take that person for granted. Life is short, don't take it for granted. When taking things or people in life for granted, we usually become aware of what we had, only when it's gone. There's a simple and profound way to stop the habit of taking things for granted. That is, by constantly choosing to live in the present moment. Does that sound familiar? Trying to live in the present moment? It's harder to do than it sounds. Taking something for granted means we're used to it. Perhaps so used to it we don't even see it. Part of the reason we don't see it is that we are distracted. We don't see the value, the beauty of everything and everyone around us. Remember the movie Avatar? It was a long time ago, and the phrase in that movie that I love was, I see you. I think this is a tradition of distraction. I think this captivation of our minds in a small screen is shifting. It has been disrupted by COVID. and other issues that we face as a country, a nation, and a community. We're beginning to see each other differently, though, and I believe we're beginning to see each other more deeply. When I think about how things were before March 15th, I recall being busy, thinking about the next place I was supposed to be, looking at emails, looking at my phones, thinking about lunch, or what someone said to me last week or last year. Lots of squirrels. The people I work with know sometimes I can chase squirrels in a meeting. And chasing squirrels is how I fall away from the present moment. And that's when I take things for granted. And COVID has brought in a new family of squirrels, for sure. But in this disruption lay the opportunity to actively manage the mental chatter in a different way, with a different awareness that lets us be more present and not take things or people for granted. I'm sure you, my seniors, can remember things before March 15th when we had to close school. The comfort zones we had are gone for the most part. Our daily habits and rituals that seem to have saved us time and were just easier, well, they're gone too. We're so used to moving through our classes, our shops, in a way that we were just used to it. And it was comfortable. So we've had to be uncomfortable, haven't we? With remote learning, social distancing, using Microsoft Teams, online reporting, masks, and hand sanitizer. We're trying to be comfortable again in this environment, trying to create new comfort zones and new habits. And this process of getting comfortable again has been revealing. And I might suggest we ought to be grateful. Yeah, grateful. Why? Because every time we lose something, we gain something. By losing the opportunity to be in your new school and the experience day in and day out with one another, I know you've gained an appreciation for one another, your teachers, your coaches, and your friends. Losing the power to choose where we go, what we do, and who we do it with has given us an awareness of how connected we really are to one another. Whether or not we've called it out and said it clearly, I've seen the evidence that we, all of us in society, want to be a community that values justice and integrity. The change of our daily routines and the disruption of our usual choices has given us an appreciation for relationships. We seem to be learning now as human beings that we need connection. Connection to family and friends, of course, but I'm seeing a greater, growing connection among all people. By losing our comfort zones, we've seemed to gain a willingness to take on the difficult process of change. Through the loss of habits, we seem to have gained a more courageous effort to be a community. Look how connected we have been over the past 12 days in the joining of so many people across the globe in protest to bring justice to the forefront and speak the truth about the racist underpinnings of our society. We must change this, and we must start now. Having lost so much, we seem to have found what is important. I do not take this for granted. And I know you won't, and you don't either. I have confidence in you, the class of 2020. You who have lost so much in this senior year, I know that you have gained as well. You have gained an appreciation for relationship and connection that only this kind of crisis can teach. The lessons learned from this time will continue to serve you and those that you serve as you move forward from this place. I just want to end with a piece of writing. It was a letter written long ago that I recently found. And it reminds me of the hope I choose to see in all that is happening, and the hope and the confidence I have in you, my seniors. It was written by Albert Camus back in 1942. And he starts this letter off, "Dearest In the midst of hate, I have found there was within me an invincible love. In the midst of tears, I have found there was within me an invincible smile. In the midst of chaos, I found there was within me an invincible calm. I realized through it all that in the midst of winter, I found there was within me an invincible summer. And that makes me happy. For it says that no matter how hard the world pushes against me, within me, there's something stronger, something better, pushing right back. You have gained a lifelong awareness of the summer inside you. You have grown stronger, more resilient, and you know you will change the world through your constant choosing to be in it. Congratulations, my seniors.
Good afternoon, faculty, family, and friends. Before continuing with this commencement speech, I'd like us all here present today to take a moment to reflect of 2020 graduates of all levels who have lost someone due to COVID-19. And a grand round of applause for those on the front line. Looking at the world today, who would have thought? As seniors, we could have never imagined finishing off the rest of the school year at home instead of the classroom, or even graduating in this fashion. But here we are. It brings me to the phrase, when life gives you lemons, make lemonade. My name is Kameryn Montimes. I'm from Everett, Massachusetts, and I'm in the health occupation shop. It is an honor to speak before you today as president of the class of 2020. It was not my decision to attend Minuteman High School, but my parents. Parents think they know it all. It was one of the best decisions made for me. I didn't know what to expect when I arrived here. All my peers I attended elementary and junior high school with were not coming here. And I'll be honest, I disliked the fact that I had to come here. But if I knew then what I knew now, I would not have worried so much. Minuteman is where I needed to be. Part of the school's statement is, Minuteman High School does not discriminate on the bias of race, color, national origin, sex, disability, sexual orientation, or gender identity in its programs or activities, and they stand by this statement. I would like to say thank you. Thank you to the teachers for the challenges you encourage us to face, which helped become who we are. Thank you to my coaches for pushing me to my greatest capability, even when I didn't want to be pushed. Thank you to my shop teachers, Ms. Barry, Ms. E, and Ms. Copperthorne, for not only being great teachers, but a great second family. Thank you for helping me realize nursing is the path I would like to take in life. To my friends, thank you for being the shoulder I cried on when senioritis kicked in. The laughs and memories. We will never forget the building structure we signed so that our signatures can forever remain in the new building. We will never forget the feeling of the first day of school we walked through the new building as seniors, but it felt like we were freshmen all over again. And how could we ever forget Mr. Clement saying, "Good morning, Minuteman," every single morning. If that didn't wake us up, then nothing could. A special thanks to my family for always supporting me and having my back through every decision I have made. I would not have made it this far without your tough love and guidance. And to my fellow seniors, we have endured 4 years of high school, from freshman orientation, school tragedies, from school shootings in our countries, personal family tragedies, and everyday stressors. And now, here we are with COVID-19. I say we are prepared to go into the world as college students or as workers in the workforce with our heads and shoulders held high. We are a class of perseverance like many others before us. We will not have all the answers as young people, but we do have to take advantage of every good opportunity. Do the legwork, learn from our mistakes, help others less fortunate than yourselves along the way, stand for all the good you believe in, and remember, keep the tools we have learned at Minuteman. Put them to good use. I'd like to congratulate all of us seniors and graduates around the world for our great accomplishments. We are in this together, and our paths will cross again.
My fellow students, parents, administration and faculty members, ladies and gentlemen, we are gathered together today, however creatively, to celebrate the graduating class of 2020. I must say, it's been one heck of a year. Not only did we manage the transition to our new and improved school building, which we did with flying colors, but we've also had to navigate the switch from real-world learning to online classes at home because of the COVID-19 pandemic and the resulting lockdown. At first, lockdown was actually kind of fun. I'm sure most of you enjoyed not having to get up every morning and drive, walk, or bike to school every day. I know I did. It was very easy to enjoy the benefits of what we thought was going to be a one-week coronacation when we didn't realize the extent of both the lockdown itself and the damage that this virus would cause. We also didn't realize that we wouldn't be getting back together with friends and teachers ever again as seniors. Not being able to see my friends in person every day was one of the hardest parts of the COVID-19 lockdown for me. Nevertheless, despite everything that's happened, here we are, finally graduating from high school and moving on to the next chapter of our lives, uncertain as our futures may be. Many of us will hopefully be going into the workforce. Others will join the military. Some, like me, will be heading off to college to pursue a higher education. Some of us have definite plans worked out to the last detail, while others are just playing it by ear, taking each step as it comes, ready and prepared for anything. Even though I know I'm going to college and plan on studying biochemistry, I don't know where that will lead me. At Minuteman, I always did my best and took every opportunity that was presented to me. As COVID is showing us, we don't know what the future will hold, not like we ever did. But because Minuteman was a place that encouraged me to be the best I could be, fostered teamwork instead of competition, allowed intelligence and creativity to flourish, and gave us practical skills and certifications that have genuine value, I know that I will be able to face whatever challenges the future brings. The classes at Minuteman gave me everything I need to take this next step towards college and the rest of my life. Even though my hard work had a lot to do with it, I know for a fact that I wouldn't have done nearly as well as I did without the friends and teachers that I've had right here at Minuteman High School, and I'd like to say a few words about them. To my friends, my closest friends, you know who you are. Even though we may not see each other again after graduation, I'll never forget you guys. Sure, we'll always make new friends as we walk the paths of our lives, but I'll always treasure those moments we've shared, helping each other out with our schoolwork, laughing at our mistakes and our bad dancing, and just sitting together at lunch, shooting the breeze and talking about stuff. To my teachers, I will simply say this: thank you. Thank you for helping me along my educational journey every step of the way. Thank you, Mr. Septeris and Mr. Marshall, Miss Griffin and Miss Ratchlis, for teaching science in ways that were not only informative, but fun. Thank you, Miss Tagg, for teaching me about the standard essay structure, and thank you, Miss O'Brien, for showing me that I didn't need to follow the standard essay structure to write a good essay. Thank you, Mr. Donovan. Not only were you an awesome English teacher, but you helped me to discover my love of acting, which I hope to pursue if only as an elective in college. I look forward to coming back to be a part of the production of Love is Murder that COVID prevented us from performing, and that we'll hopefully be putting on next fall in the new theater. Thank you, Mr. German and Mr. Rafter, for 4 years of biotechnology. It was an absolutely wonderful experience working in the lab every other week, and your confidence in me helped me find confidence in myself. You gave me practical experiences and exposed me to a real-world laboratory setting. You taught me excellent lab techniques, critical thinking, and what it means to work as a team. You know, that's the reason I decided to come to Minuteman in the first place. At Minuteman, we learn lessons and skills that we can use, whether we go to college, the military, or the workforce. Thank you, Mr. Clement. Your pride and enthusiasm expressed in your celebration of each individual student's accomplishments, including my own, has not only added to the enjoyment of my experience here at Minuteman, but helped make Minuteman into the blue ribbon school that it is today. Finally, thank you to all my friends who've shared this journey with me. Thank you for being there for me when I've needed it. Thank you for your kindness. That goes for all of you, every single student and faculty member at Minuteman. I don't think I've ever known a more friendly, welcoming, helpful group of people than the people I've met there. But I've said enough. Good luck, graduating class of 2020. With all that's happening, we'll need it. Thank you.
Hello, class of 2020, families and staff. I hope everybody is safe and well. My name is Rouaa and I'm a student in the biotechnology career area at Minuteman High School. Now, coming to Minuteman High School was a difficult decision for me to make, not only because I was afraid of the unknown, but because I was afraid that I would not find a major to fit in. Thankfully, my best friend Emily Almonte was there by my side every step of the way, as well as my hardworking and inspiring parents and my mentor and unofficial therapist, Mrs. Tag. It's amazing how much you can achieve when you have the right people there to support you. Starting with Mr. Donovan in 9th grade, helping me realize that even though English was my second language, I could still achieve greatness. My father came to America with nothing but $300 in his pockets and the stars to reach for. He managed to build a home and a family for me and my siblings with his hard work and determination. As Tommy Lasorda once said, the difference between the impossible and the possible lies in a person's determination. I always knew that I would have to work hard to achieve anything worthwhile. And thanks to my father's example and my mother's patience, I have been able to stay strong alongside them. I also have to give a shout out to Mrs. Tag for being an OG and always willing to hear me out and consider and acknowledge my thoughts and needs as a person before offering me advice as a student. One hard lesson that I have had to learn over the past 4 years is that there's more to life than constant dedication to schoolwork. I'm sure we have all felt overwhelmed by our workloads and felt extremely stressed out at one point. But I found that when I didn't take it too harshly, it allowed me to achieve a sort of peacefulness. Speaking of heavy workload, as I stated before, I am a student in the biotechnology major, and I have grown to fall in love with it. I really value the power of science, and biotechnology was the perfect way for me to challenge myself in ways I never imagined. I grew up knowing that I wanted to help people, and my technical career has allowed me to visualize the various ways that my field can help advance the human race. Now, enough about me, because I want to share with you a very important message, one that I think we all need to hear. I truly believe everything happens for a reason, including this pandemic. This may be difficult or even impossible for some of us to see right now, but there truly is good that has come out of this microscopic disease. Sometimes we lose sight of the important things in life, such as our families and the environment, and most importantly, our essence, our humanity. This pandemic has forced us to think creatively, to spend more time with ourselves and our families, to rethink our values, and to reassess what we have done and where we want to go. This emergency is proof that we as a human race need to put our differences aside and come together to nurture our beautiful earth and bring some peace and happiness to people's lives. As hard as it is to do, this starts with every single one of us changing our thinking, changing our mindsets, telling ourselves every day that we are thankful for what we have, instead of constantly being miserable over what we don't. Because at the end of the day, if you work hard and stay determined, you will achieve what you deserve. Hopefully we can let that sink in, because we are definitely going to need it for the next part of our life. Personally, I am going to UMass Boston to continue my education in the science field and hope to one day make a significant change in people's lives. I know that we are all going our own way in the next part of our journey, whether it's to college, to work, to the army, or to a trade school. But wherever you go, I urge you never to forget what is truly important in life and never to lose sight of who you are. This pandemic has taught us at least that. Finally, every single one of us should be proud of what we have achieved, no matter how little or big it is. Every step matters as long as you keep moving forward. Congratulations, class of 2020. I am so relieved to say we made it.
To the school committee and to Dr. Boquillan, the members of the class of 2020 have met all of the requirements for a high school diploma, for a Minuteman high school diploma, as prescribed by the school committee of the Minuteman Regional Vocational School District. I now present them to you for graduation.
So this is the part where I choose to believe Mr. Clement or not. And I'm proud to say that by the powers invested in the superintendent by the Commonwealth of Massachusetts, I accept the class of 2020, and we will now graduate you. Congratulations.
Class of 2020, are you ready?
Yeah.
Thank you. And to start it off, Alex Armas. James Bird. Timothy DeRoches. Spencer Lanchester. Daniel Saltman. I know. Alexander Williams. Kevin Williams. Rouaa Alwaz. Elizabeth Lenarte. Evan Nardone. John O'Keefe. Jack Ryan. Leilani Schulting. Seth Adu. Keitho Alcy. Joshua Kerbel. Ready? Nicholas Labyrinto. Patrick McGilvery. Michael McNamara. Good job, Mikey. Kyle Moniz. Skylar Polcari. Manny Prashar. Joshua Roland. Liana Fushi. Brianna Garrigan. Haley Pavone. Nandi Pierce. Sabrina Raposo. Julia Anderson. Sylvia Barrett. Eric Byfield. Dante Capone. Alec Derby Geierman. Edward Hassler. Daniel Healy. Linnea Johnson. Vasia Marandani Marandanios. Mariandanos. I knew it. Just in class every time you get it. Sorry, Vasia. My God, I had that name down so fast. I was like mentally screwed up. Allison Sanzio. Renee Thompson. Justine Barnes. Oliver Brader. Congratulations, Ollie. Thank you so much. Great job. Catherine Healy. Great job. Congratulations, Katie. Joshua Huntington. Kennedy Jacobs. Emma Leone. Madeline Minks. Luvian Monty. Jude Porter. Thomas Ratchelis. Roxana Senjar. Graham Sullivan. Lucy Van Duzer. Emily Almonte. Holy. Danielle Booth. Victoria Gonzalez. Yeah. I'm going on my own time here. Tasha Michelle. Oh, Rachel Jackson. This is what happened. I know. Congratulations, Rachel. Tasha Michelle. Congratulations, hon. Campbell Stevens. Michael Armstrong. Congratulations, Mikey. Good job. Lucas Bazidola. Sean Boisvert. Justin Chiramaglia. Chase Cup. Tyler Durkin. Robert Finnegan. Anthony Leone. Tyler Longmore. Michael O'Rourke. Austin Perry. Luke Scannell. Emmanuel Aday. Brandon Bain. James Riley. Jacob Hausman. Jason Kim. Otto Rademacher. Brenna Seath. Alexis Wynn. Anissa Zerual. Congratulations, Anissa. Congratulations. Emily Evans. Nice job, Emily. Congratulations. Hey, what's going on, fellas? Emily Hawkins. Haley Cornfiend. Kameryn Montimes. Mackenzie Sweet. Andrew Abbott. Andrew, great job. Charles Lovett. Chuck, don't like it, love it. Nice job. Liam Da Silva. All right, Liam, buddy. Congratulations. Jacob Gar. Jacob, congratulations, buddy. Love it. Eric Harmon. Love it. That's great. Gary Lorenz. Good job, Gary. You got it done, brother. Dominic Nani. I can pull this off. Yep. Weston Tinker. Timothy Daly. Congratulations, buddy. Glad to see you. Mark Galvin. Alexis Gaza. Stephen Giannino. Nicholas Hart. This is Daniel. Daniel Mericantante. Timothy Mericantante. Justin Minor. Anthony Torres. Congratulations, my friend. I hope to see you. Come visit. Joshua Vaglica. Ethan Adams. Duncan Armstrong. Hitesh Kaffel. Great. Fahad Khan. Andrew Corman. Andrew, great job, Andrew. Benjamin Metzger. Alana O'Brien. Zachary Umson. Nathan Crawford. Alexander Doucette. Nicholas Moy. Congratulations, Nick. Great job. And last but not least, Benjamin Tangora. Ben, congratulations. Thank you all for coming. I'm going to stay here for the next half hour and pronounce Vasia Mariandiandos. Mariandiandos. Great job, Minuteman.